Hello friends, very good evening. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Talent Traders. Myself Bala here. I welcome you all to my channel. And if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe the channel. And this video, I'm just come with a strategy for a mutual fund in SIP and SWP combination. So how we can plan our children's school fees with that strategy that I'm going to discuss in this video. And well, we are a AMFI-registered mutual fund distributor, and also recently, December 24, I have started my brand on Logi Fintech as a corporate mutual fund distributor. I'm one of the partner on this, and we are doing mutual fund distributions too, and we are an AMFI-registered mutual fund distributor. So here in this session, I'm just going to explain you how you can plan your kids' education with our tool called a school fees free calculator that help you to find out or identify how much an amount which you can plan for your school fees. So that I'm going to explain with this video, and let's move on to the video. So before that, if you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe the channel, and if you are any queries regarding mutual funds, just ping me a WhatsApp number which shown on this video and get more details about your doubts and questions clear. So here we have a lot of calculators which you have created, and the goal is a school fees calculator. So why I'm mentioning this word as a free, so later on you will be understanding. So by using our school fees free plan calculator, so we will be trying to calculate what kind of an SIP which I can do with the, and how I'm going to plan this totally full of free. And this is what a tool which is combination of systematic investment plan as well as it is a combination of systematic withdrawal plan. So finally we develop a calculator, school fees fee plan calculator, which is the combined of SIP and SWP. So one by one, let me understand what is that, how it works, and how this calculation will work on this particular calculator. And for an example, what should be the amount which an yearly required to fulfill your kids education on yearly basis. For an example, the required amount which I have mentioned here in this calculator around 60,000 rupees. It's an average fees in my city, and you can whatever the amount which you want to add it here, you can add it. For an example, I have 80,000 is the yearly fees. Just I mentioned here the required fees for the annually, which I mentioned 80,000 rupees, and how many years is remaining. So here what the year you are mentioning is how many years left to your kids to join the school. For example, if I have a 1 year kid, so maybe I'm just planning this for a first year, or even you can plan your QKG or LKG, whatever it may be. So I'm just calculating 1 year kid, and 6 year is the first standard age. So we have a gap between the 1 year to say 6 year. It is a 5 year. So based on that, I just mentioning here 5 years remaining years to join the school. I'm just planning this is a 1 year kid. Okay, for example, if you're a kid 1 year, but you are planning to start your fees from 4 years, so you'll have only 3 years left. Okay, so according to that, you should calculate how many years it's left for your mm, kids to join the school. Okay, so I'm just making 5 years. So what the expected rate of return for a mutual fund, if you are a longer the term in any funds, which is generating you more minimum 12%. If it is an equity fund, if it is an hybrid fund, 11.5, and if it is a debt fund, is around 7 to 8%. That is what the SEBI approved projections, which we can use this 12%. And how much percentage I am going to withdraw from the fund. So if the fund is delivering more than 12%, I just withdrawing 8% from the fund, or if it is even I just very conservative, I should withdraw from my overall capital, that I'm just withdrawing just 8% from the fund. The fund is generating you 12%, but I'm just withdrawing from that fund around 8% per year. So if after entering whatever the values which is exactly suitable to you, you should enter all the values and should calculate. So for an example, you can look at this. I need 80,000 rupees, and if the corpus which is required is 10 lakh to get a 80,000. So hope you understood. If I'm investing this fund in a FD, so 10 lakh rupees. So if I'm getting a 8% return, so yearly I will be getting 80,000 rupees as a interest if it is an FD. Okay. So simply, if you are investing one time, the corpus required us to fulfill that education fees from the interest earned from the FD or mutual fund that we can compare later. But this is what a corpus required. If an any instrument which is generating you 8% return, you will be getting 80,000 per year. That would be good enough to pay your annual fees of your kids. Hope you understand this concept. The same thing which we are mentioning here. So the fund is delivering 12%. But here it is a concept of FD. So whatever the interest rate, we will be withdrawing all the things back. But here normally equity mutual fund which is generating a 12% return. So simply 10 lakh is the required capital, and from that 10 lakh we are going to get 1.2 lakhs as the yearly benefit. From that we are going to withdraw 80k. So remaining 40k would be on the fund only, and it is going to compounding. So that is the reason final values that should be grown by almost 19 lakhs. So almost double your investment. This is calculation on 12th year, because we are planning school fees based on that. So for example, I am just investing 10 lakh rupees, and that fund, if it is delivering 12% return, so that is we are getting 1.22 lakhs, and we are withdrawing 80k per month, and remaining 40k and would be added to the fund again. And finally, so that fund is the remaining amount along with our investment that grown by 19 lakhs, 19 lakh 65,000 exactly. So this is what overall value at the end of 12th year, and every year you are going to withdraw something around 80k to fulfill your school fees of your kids. Okay, so let me how it works year on year. So this is what a year on year table. So let me check this. In the first corpus, initial corpus which is required to fulfill our goal is 10 lakh rupees, because I'm just making an 8% withdrawal. So at end of the year, after withdrawing 80k, we will be getting 10 lakh 40,000 at the end of first year. Okay, so 10 lakh invested at the end of the year, you are withdrawing 80k, and the remaining value will be 10.4. So the next year initial starting corpus is 10.4. That is grown by 10.85 after 80k withdrawal. This 80k which we are setting SWP, or yearly once we can withdraw from the fund, or we can make a SWP systematic withdrawal. Automatically yearly once you will be getting that fund withdrawal back, and year on year that compounding is happening, and finally on 12th year you will be getting, so overall value of 18 lakh 26,000 in the beginning, after withdrawing 80, so final value which is close to around 19.65 lakh. Okay, so I want to make this 10 lakh. So if you are starting your kids planning immediate, so for example my kid is on LKG, so on first standard onwards I am going to plan. So how much one time amount which is required is 10 lakh rupees you should invest. So I'm just calculating based on the 8%. If you're just making a 9%, that would be changing. So I need 8.85 lakhs. So for example 8.8 lakhs which I invested, with the 9% return, I'm just withdrawing out from the fund. Okay, but the fund is delivering 12% return, that you should remember. So that you can mention here 12%. Okay, we are withdrawing 9%. In this case, what happened? Finally, I'll be making almost 15 lakh, but my investment is near about in 12 years that will be doubled. And to make, if I'm starting for a immediate this planning, so I need to one-time investment of 8.8 lakhs which required to invest, and next year onwards you can start this planning from SWP. But I have a time gap, so I have almost 5 years gap between my kid is age is 1 and I'm going to planning from first standard, so I have a 5 years. Okay, if you have a 5 years back, so in 5 years I need to create the corpus of 8.8 lakhs. So how I can create the corpus? By doing an SIP of monthly SIP of 10,883, that in next 5 years that would be growing by 8.8 lakhs, and then you can start your monthly withdrawal. So this is all about the planning. So we are adding an SIP to make a corpus, and then we are starting SWP from the corpus. But if you don't have a time, so but you have a capital to do that, so one time investment of what the corpus required, which you can invest, and you can start your planning. So for this is such a kind of planning, so we should be focusing a low risk funds and average return, like focused fund, flexi and large cap. So don't go for a small and mid cap. So it is a high fluctuation and also high return, high risk. So it is about a planning which you are plan for education. So we will be safety and most liquid funds. So for example, if it is an FD, so 10 say FD generating 8% return, and you are going to withdraw 8%, and what would be happen? So in FD, 10 lakh which you invested, and even after 12 years, the 10 lakh would be same. So this is what a concept of FD. Every year, what the interest is gained that you are withdrawing out from that fund. But after 10 year or 20, whatever the year later, so you are not going to get your corpus grown. But if you are making a 11.5% in kind of hybrid funds which is generating you, if you are planning 8% return, so 10 lakh which is an investment and it is grown by 18 lakh, and for that you required a capital of monthly SIP of 12 lakh, but your overall investment which you have done in this particular 5-year period is 7.4. Okay, so in the 5 years the growth would be exactly 10 lakh. From that you are going to start your withdrawal. So with the overall investment of 7.4 lakh, 7.44, and your ending capital would be almost 18 lakh. Already you withdrawed out almost 9 lakh 16. So that is why we told you this is a free school fee planner calculator, and you can plan. So for example, normally 60,000 is a fees, and I'm just having a 5 years time, so I'm expecting 12% return, and the withdrawal rate is in 9% also. That would be reducing your SIP value. So if normally if you are starting an 8 to 10 to 12, 8 to 12 is an average rate, so which we can cover your fees around 60 to 80k in 5 years term. So if your term is very less, but your SIP will increase. Instead of 8,000, you have to pay 15,000. That is the concept, because of shorter the duration and higher the investment, higher the duration, lower the investment, because it is a power of compounding. So here in this case, you are requiring capital of 6.6. Okay, so let me try for a SIP returns. How this is a past performance. So we are not recommending any funds at this point here. So how the past performance, I'm talking about flexi cap. If you are starting investing in 5 years back, so what is our investment? Approximately we will be trying to take a 10,000 SIP, and let me look at this in HDFC. Almost this is 11. The fund is delivering more than 25%. So in 5 years back, if you started an SIP with the 10,000 rupees, you are not calculating exactly 10,000. So overall investment is around 6, and your capital is now around 11 lakhs. So approximately is more than 9. Okay, so all the funds are delivering more than 17%. So if you are calculating with our calculator, if you are making an SIP of 10,000, but our SIP is required to is 8. But if approximately if you are doing, our required capital is 6. But if our required capital is if the capital is increased, means we will be sufficiently withdrawing out from the fund. So that is what a concept and how that works, and even SIP return which you have seen in flexi cap, how it is giving you some better result over the period of time. And this way you can plan your kids education with our tool, and you can identify some better investment opportunities. And if you want a more detail about this, and just ping me on my WhatsApp number which shown on this video. And we are a registered persons in AMFI-registered as a mutual fund distributor. And if you have any questions or a doubt also, you just give me a WhatsApp, and you will be getting more detail. And we are, if you want to access our website, there is a consistent performer. This is a fast performance. It doesn't any recommendations in the category how many funds is there and how it is performing over the period of time. So 5 year period and flexi cap, and 10-year period. So how that fund is performing, that returns, alpha, beta, risk on the portfolio. So when it is NAV data, what is the current NAV of that particular fund? What is the 1 year return? So because last year market is not good, but 1 year return, some of the funds are good, some of the funds are not good. But overall, this fund, flexi cap or large cap, something low risky funds which you can. But if you are looking for a smaller amount, that is going to be a high risk, high return category. But we are planning a goal, so we have to achieve the goal. So that is what very important. So by using this calculator, you will be easily identify what is the required investment which you can do for your kids' education. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe the channel to get more update. Thank you.